I was on mute, guys. I had this whole like intro where I made a funny voice. I died again. Good morning. And then you guys didn't even hear that because I was on mute. And then I was talking and I did a whole intro. Anyway, we are farming Mind Flayer in Final Fantasy IV. We have Goblin, we have Cockatrice. We're just working on Mind Flayer. And then after we get this, we're going on the moon. We did this, I feel like we've done this for like 2 hours already. 2+ hours. We've killed 1,000 of these Mind Flayers. But we're gonna kill more until we get this summon. And hopefully we get it pretty quickly and we can go to the moon. That's really all I care about today. I want to go to the moon. I want to play in Walker. So let's see if we can get there. Hopefully we get lucky with some RNG. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I streamed Saturday and Sunday, which is abnormal for me, but I had a lot of fun. Yesterday I had to go to a dermatologist. I don't really, I don't tell you guys every time I'm not streaming what I'm doing, but yesterday I went to a dermatologist. My uncle, he died of skin cancer a number of years ago, so I go every year for a checkup just to make sure I don't have anything going on. Which I didn't. No skin cancer here. But I do highly recommend everybody, especially if you're over 30, go get checked out at a dermatologist. Just go get looked over. See if you've got any weird moles, see if you've got skin cancer. If you don't, cool. At least you know. But I do it once a year. I go get checked out. Highly recommend everybody do that. Yeah, it's weird actually now that I think about it. Like my uncle, I didn't really know him that well. He was kind of a weird guy. He was in Vietnam, and I guess he went AWOL at some point. Like he just went crazy. And after that, he couldn't hold like a steady job to save his life. He was a painter, a roofer, a handyman. Once a year at Christmas, he'd usually send us a gift, which was nice. A bit of a hippie kind of guy up until the end there. Ugh. If we can get Siren, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate with a trip to the moon. 69, 69. We're gonna celebrate by going to the moon and farming more. We're gonna farm the balloon, the bomb summon there. Gold hourglass, not what I need. I want to make sure I know where to go for the... Ioriagamio of the Blood. I think you're gonna have to pronunciate that for me. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for coming in. Ioriagami of the Blood. I think I got it that time. Iori? Iori, Gami. Iori. Yagamio of the Blood. You're playing Dissidia Mobile and you got Xstat. Cool. Guy or Jay? Alright, we'll go with Guy. Hey, Guy. That is a little easier to say, isn't it? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the follow. I'm a big fan of the Final Fantasy mobile games. Let me tell you what I have installed on my phone. I do not have Dissidia. Right now I have some of the main ones, right? I've got War of the Lions, Final Fantasy Tactics. I have Final Fantasy 1 and 2. I have Final Fantasy Dimensions. I have Final Fantasy Record Keepers. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I love Record Keepers. Record Keepers is cool. It's one of those gacha type games. But, what was the one? It was the Brave Exvius. The one where it's kind of like a gacha, but it's got like Final Fantasy Tactics. Brave Exvius 2, that's the one. I played 1 and 2. I really enjoy those. Record Keepers, though, is one I've been playing for a while. But the Dissidia game, that's like a fighting game, right? That's on Steam as well, isn't it? It's Dissidia NT, I think, on Steam. Is it? I'll have to look at it. How do you enjoy it? Like, have you played Record Keeper? How does it compare? Record Keeper is kind of like low tech. It's like, it's 2D, right? You know, it doesn't really, doesn't check a lot of boxes for most people. For me, I enjoyed it, but... Hey Zephiel, good morning. Yeah, it's always fun when the bad guys are playable. I always enjoy that in games. Well, Zephiel, we're still here farming Siren. Or farming the Mind Flayers with Sirens. We've killed about 1,000 Mind Flayers so far. I'm hoping we get this pretty quickly. One day at a time. Just gotta take tomorrow one day at a time. Yeah, it's not, I don't know. This isn't going too bad. Isn't going too bad. I guess 1,000 is like a low number, really, given the RNG. But I've gotten, you know, Cockatrice and Goblin I got well before. Well, Goblin was after 1,000. Gold Hourglass, not what I need. Guy, I'm gonna check that out later. I'll download it and see what it's like. Is it like PvE or do you play against other people? It's a PvP. PvE? Okay. Yeah, that sounds fun. One of my favorite fights in Final Fantasy XIV is the X-Death fight. I thought that was a really well done, cool fight. Zephiel, do you remember doing that fight with me? I took you there. That was a great fight. We did that, and we did, Did we do Kefka together, too? I thought we did Kefka. I liked all the Final Fantasy VI fights, though. I really liked the Ghost Train fight. I thought that was really cool. You know what they should have done? And I don't criticize Final Fantasy XIV too much. But they should have made it so that the Final Fantasy V bosses dropped Final Fantasy V looking gear. Same with Final Fantasy VI. Should have dropped Final Fantasy VI looking gear. That would have been kind of neat. I guess it's hard to make like 3D functional gear sets that look like, you know, something the characters are wearing. Get like a Mog suit, look like Mog the Moogle. That'd be kind of neat. Zephiel, you could go back to Final Fantasy XIV right now. It's up and running. Like, I love that you're like, you've got this schedule. I think that's so funny. I'm gonna go back on this day and I'm gonna play it and I will level before the expansion. But not before this date. I refuse. Oh yeah, Zandy. Yeah, he's in 14 as well. I don't remember what he was in from like an actual game though. Was it Final Fantasy 2 or 3? I think he was 3. I think that was Final Fantasy 3. Which I am not a huge fan of 3. I like, you know, from a story perspective, I like getting drawn into games. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy 3. I never felt really drawn into 3. Like, I love Final Fantasy 1 and 2. 2 is kind of obnoxious. Like, there's a lot of things about it that aren't great. But the story's pretty good for that early of a game. And 3, I just didn't get drawn into. Like, the class system was really cool. But, it was really hard for me to like the characters and the story. Still waking up. Keep yawning. It only takes one, guys. Hopefully we can get it. My favorite Final Fantasy story? Well, if I take out the MMOs. So no 11, no 14. I would say that it's gonna be Final Fantasy Probably 10. Probably 10, but I really like 6 from a story perspective. I think, you know what I'd like to do one day is categorize them, because the stories are so vastly different, right? Like, most of the time, it's your party of heroes rebelling against an empire. That's just the most common story, right? 10 doesn't have that story. Like, it kind of does. You're rebelling against the Church of Cultness, you know, and how they normally do things. You're rebelling against tradition in 10. But in most of them, you're rebelling against the government in some form or fashion, right? Like in 6, you were literally in a rebellion. In 7, you're going against the way that Mako is used in all of the factories and corporations. 12 is literally a wartime fight. Like, I'd like to break out the stories between those that are just like war stories and rebellions versus like not that. Not that. But I would say that I probably like the... God, I don't know, man. 10's probably the best. 10's probably the best story. I really liked, as runner-ups, I would say that I love 6. The story's good in 6, and I like, because of all the character development, they have so many good characters, and that really helps the story move along. I like 6, and I like 12 and 15. Those stories are actually really good. Most people will disagree with me about 15, but if you play through the DLC and you get to see the stories for all the characters, the story is actually really good. 12 is basically Star Wars, so that's pretty epic. Like, you can't say Star Wars is a bad story. At least the original 3. Man, I would really like this to drop. Oh, yeah. Tactics Advance was great. I absolutely love Tactics Advance. 1 and 2. Those are good. I actually just told somebody to play that the other day. I don't know which one's the best. I'd have to go argue about that with myself, but I can tell you which story was the worst. Final Fantasy 13 had the worst story. Had the worst character development, had the worst story, was the worst game. I liked, look, I hated the stories of the 13 series. I really liked 13, 2, and 3. Like, Lightning Returns, I really enjoyed as far as, like, gameplay goes and the way the game played out. I really enjoyed it. The story was still garbage. Like, I'm not trying to take away from what those were. Alright, I did not get this, so let's reset. Let's try again. That is an additional 200 of these we've killed, so we're at about 1,200. $1,200 Mind Flayers killed. Still no summon. So hopefully we have better luck this time. So you're mostly going casters, is what you're saying though. Like, Zandy's kind of a caster, right? And same with X-Death. I guess Sephiroth and Cloud aren't. I feel like I've played most Final Fantasy games, at least in some capacity. Like, I never beat Dissidia. You know, can you really beat a fighting game? But, from a story perspective, I've played most of them. I've played all the core Final Fantasies. I've played all the sequels. I've beat all the sequels. I've played mobile games. I played Record Keeper. I played Rave Exvius. I played Final Fantasy Dimensions. But out of everything, the one game I haven't beat, the one Final Fantasy game I've never beat, was Type 0. Never beat it. Maybe we should do that. I have it on Steam. Maybe we should play that on stream. I did know that, yeah. It was weird how they brought in singers. They just had some random characters in that game. That was really strange how they had that whole event. I was playing actively when it came out with the Ariana Grande event. That was weird. And she was pretty good. She was pretty good. I never cared for that crossover stuff, though. That, like, didn't make sense to me. Like, if you want to have an event based on one of your games coming out, I kind of get that. Just having some musician come in. It's a bit weird. That'd be one of the Turks. From Final Fantasy VII, right? We're up to 1,200 Mind Flayers killed. No Mind Flayer summoned. It only takes one. We just have to get this once. You know, it's funny because when you said you were playing against somebody who had shades, I was immediately like scrolling through my head with like everybody I knew in Final Fantasy wore sunglasses. And Barrett was the person I was first thinking about. But then you said a suit, and I'm like, oh, it's a Turk. It's a Turk. If we can get this summon, though, we're going to fly through the moon. We're going to get the balloon. Hopefully. We're going to get Bahamut. We're going to get all the stuff. All the things. Oh, the T's there with Unicorn Horn. I thought for sure that was the item we needed. How rude. How rude. Anybody remember Full House? Okay, Zephiel. Going for all the bad guys. It sounds neat. You know what? I'm going to download it right now. You've convinced me. If that was your goal today, was to convince me to download Dissidia, you have won. Let me get it. Let me get it. I will get Dissidia right now. Is it the Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia? Is that the one? You know what? I actually played this a little bit when it came out. I do remember this now. I got through the first 3 acts. The first 3 maps. Maybe 4. I don't remember how many they had. This is great stream quality, by the way. Me sitting here looking at my phone. Yeah, I did play this though. Let's see here. Oh, and it's got my level and everything saved. Alright, I'm restoring my save and everything. Oh no. There's no account linked. It's probably going to make me start over. Let me try logging in from Square. Ooh, alright. I don't know if this is going to work. I think I'm going to have to start fresh. Alright, I'll play that later. But, cool. I'm glad you told me to get that. Good idea. While I was not paying attention to my game, did I get... I did not. Okay. I thought I might have gotten Mind Flayer. I had it on an old phone and my phone died, so I guess I just didn't have the backup saved to Google. So that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to like figure out how to get logged in here. Or start completely from scratch. I guess starting from scratch in a game like that isn't a bad idea. Because you can unlock characters that you didn't in the last game. Because they didn't exist. That's the one cool thing about a game like that. Starting over from scratch sometimes isn't a bad thing. Ambushed. I think this is making me realize that the bomb one is gonna suck. Because the dark grenades, the balloons that you fight on the moon, even though there's a tunnel that has a shit ton of them, I don't have a way to summon them with a siren like I do here. I was just kind of like trying to look at guides, you know, to see if there was a good drop rate somewhere. And the one place is where I knew they would be. The east tunnel of the moon seems to be the go-to place still. So I think we're gonna have to fight a ton of bombs on the moon. I think that's our go-to. Well, we have to get Mind Flayer first anyway. Guy, who would you say is the best character? Who's your favorite character? You only get to pick one. And there's a lot of characters, so which one's your favorite? X-Death? You didn't wait too long. Are you sure it's X-Death? You were like instantly, it's X-Death. He's my favorite. You just went right into it. Yeah, it has to. I'm gonna say main story. It has to be 1 through 15. I'll count the MMOs though if you want. You can pick somebody from that. So if you're gonna say X-Death, we'll go with X-Death. You know, I know this drop rate's super low, but after fighting 1,200 of these, I thought for sure we'd get it. We're almost up to 1,400. This is a crazy low drop. And the balloon is even worse, because the balloon, there's no guarantee you're just fighting balloons up on the moon. Maybe I should wait on that until I get Kane, though. So I can get some experience. Okay, let's see. At the end of this stack of sirens, we'll be at 1,400. $1,400 Mind Flayers. It's like 700 battles, so it's quite a bit. Girlfriend likes Cloud and Tifa. Why not Cloud and Aerith? Because they're like kind of a couple, although one of them's dead. Although the 7 remake, I don't know. Cloud wasn't, or Aerith didn't die yet. She may not. I think it's cool. I like the 7 remake. I really like that game. The slight changes in stories and the character development really makes that game for me. Guys, it's only a week until New World comes out. I have to get this completed by then. I hope to God that the farming for the pink tail and the farming for the bomb don't take that long. Guy, I'm glad you said you like 13 too. I've discussed this on stream before, but I absolutely can't stand 13. I don't know what about it just rubs me the wrong way, but it's just such a shitty story, bad character development. Combat system's cool, it's a pretty looking game, the music's awesome. But 13-2 and Lightning's Return were pretty good games, you know, and I think that they get looped in with 13 because they're a trilogy. And it doesn't really... I don't know, it doesn't deserve all the hate. Like, those games are pretty good. As standalone games. Character development still sucks. But the games themselves are pretty fun. The first time I played through Lightning Returns, I got the, like, extra day. I, like, didn't know what I was doing, and I guess I did it well enough where I got the extra day. But I felt like I had so much time to do all the quests, to get through everything, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. I really enjoyed that one. The last boss, though, on that game was hard as fuck. I had so many issues with that game. With the last boss. I was able to get it down, but it was a tough fight. It was a really tough fight. Ah, the tease with the item drop. Alright. 3 more. As you're going through this, you really get this despair of, oh, it's just never gonna drop. Like, it's, I legitimately feel bad as I'm doing this, because I feel worse and worse with each siren. Because I know eventually it will drop, but with every battle that ends, I get the item list and it's not there, and it's just like, oh, I'm so disappointed. Alright, let's make sure I didn't miss it. No. No. Nope, nope, nope. It is not there. Alright, let's reset. That is 1,400 Mind Flayers killed. And no drop yet. Excuse me. I am trying to break the RNG a little bit by moving around more. 1,400 Mind Flayers killed. No drop. 1,400, no drop. It only takes one, though. That's all that matters. We just gotta do it once. I don't know. I have this feeling that I'm just doing something wrong. Every time, like, I just can't feel good about it. And I know this is the right place. I know this is the right monster. I know I'm using the sirens the right way. But when you fight 1,400 of these things and you don't get a drop, you're like, okay, does it really drop though? Like, I know it does, it just doesn't feel that way. Unicorn horn. It's gonna drop. High potion. Guy, I play a lot of Final Fantasy on stream, by the way. So, glad you're here. Glad you hit the follow button. We'll be coming back to playing more Final Fantasy. This is gonna be the last game I play that's Final Fantasy single player for a while. But I'm gonna be playing Endwalker in November when that comes out on stream, which is the Final Fantasy 14 expansion. I'm really looking forward to that. Just heard some thunder. I wonder if we've got some rain coming through. I didn't think we did. I feel like such an old man. I go check the weather like every time I hear a storm cloud or bit of thunder. It looks like no, I don't know what that noise was. No rain for today. Must have been an alien. Ooh, this is a bit brutal. This is a bit brutal here. I literally have a stack of 90 sirens that I can use, so that's where I'm coming up with the numbers. Like, my estimate for how many I've killed is probably not completely accurate, but it's probably pretty close. You know, 1,400 of these things dead is probably pretty close. And with each stack, it's around 200 more that I'm killing, right? Or 180-ish, give or take. I mean, it's, you know, close enough. For whatever reason, I need this to drop before I go to the moon, though. I just can't. I can't fathom coming back and doing this again. I really just want this to be over, so we're gonna just keep farming it. We're gonna get this drop before we go to the moon. Yesterday I spent a good, what, 2.5 hours, 3 hours farming? Not yesterday, Sunday. Sunday I farmed for like 3 hours. We did get the goblin summon out of that, but we did not get the Mind Flayer. The goblin was a nice little reprieve, I think. High potion. They tricked me. We'll go through 2 more stacks. If we don't get it, we'll just move on and we'll come back. I literally don't think I could sit here doing this much longer. I wonder how many people are like me, they're farming this, they're just going crazy, and then they quit. You know, they get to a point where they're like, nope, I've killed like 1,500 of these things, I'm done. That's it, I call it, you win. We really have to get this before we go to the moon though, because I have, on the way back, the Tower of Babel, we're gonna get more sirens. I have to get this. We just have to. It's gonna interrupt my farming if I don't have it. It'll make it harder to get the pink tail and the, well, just the pink tail, really. I just feel like if I don't get it now, I'm gonna miss it later. Which is absurd, I guess, because I could come back later. The number of ambushes is unreal. Two in a row. I'm the one summoning these things and I'm ambushed. Makes no sense. At the end of this stack, I will have killed about 1,600 of these things. Which is really making me rethink if I want to 100%. 1,600 Mind Flayers, and I haven't gotten a summon yet. The odds of getting this item are supposed to be 1 in 256. That's a 0.4% chance per monster I kill, which is extremely low. But after 1,600 individual Mind Flayers have been killed, you would think it would drop. I will be at 1,600 at the end of this stuff. That's obscene. Oh, Unicorn Horn. Again, each monster has a 5% chance of dropping an item. 2% of that chance is to drop the summon. So it's just a really low rate. I've had a cold the last couple of days. Came down with a cold on Sunday. Sneezing, coughing, sinus pressure, you know, just a cold. And my wife and I, we took our kids for a hike on Sunday, even though I was feeling sick. I came home and I passed out. I was just exhausted. I had a good time. Like, I love going outside and doing outdoorsy stuff and hanging out with my kids. That's always fun, but don't do it when you're sick. Don't do it when you're cold. You're not going to feel good for it, you know? At least with all the other monsters that I need to kill, they come in bigger groups than 2. I guess that's a help. Like the balloons and the goblins are going to be bigger groups. Goblins were groups of 6. Five more. How do they keep doing that? How do they keep ambushing me? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, nope, that one not. Alright, last siren. Let's see if we get it. Nope. Alright, let's double check. I don't want to miss it. Did I miss it? No. Alright. I'm feeling a little discouraged by the lack of drop. We've killed 1,600 Mind Flayers. Let's try just killing some random monster here. Think that'll put us back on track? I don't know. $1,600. 1,600. 1,600 Mind Flayers. And not a drop. Just too many. It's just too many. Oh. There's no way to speed it up either, you know, it's just siren kill, siren kill. Guys, I have a Mr. Rogers calendar that's sitting on my desk. One of my former employees got for me, which is one of the nicest gifts I think I've ever gotten. I don't know what that says, but let me read you yesterday's Mr. Rogers update. While we're doing this, love and success always in that order. It's that simple and that difficult. Gotta be honest, that's not super helpful. Love and success always in that order. It's that simple and that difficult. It's really, this is from the weekend, it's really easy to fall into the trap of believing that what we do is more important than what we are. Of course, it's the opposite that's true. what we are ultimately determines what we do. Now that's Mr. Rogers, my weekly, daily calendar. It's a really nice gift. As a kid, I loved Mr. Rogers, and I don't know, I always thought, you know, I thought a lot of adults were like him, I think, when I was growing up. Because you grow up and you have this sense of safety, or a lot of people do. Some people don't. But a lot of people have this sense of safety, and I watched Mr. Rogers, and I just thought that all adults were like him and the people on his show, in his neighborhood. As you get older, you realize that's not the case. It's a bit of a disappointment. Coming to realize that most adults are not like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. They don't treat others nicely. They don't respect other people. I wish I could just, like, hit this automatically and just walk away for a minute so that it would continue to farm for me if I got up. Oh, that would be nice. Okay, I think a break's in order. Let me kill these guys, and we'll take a quick break. Yeah, they didn't drop anything. All right, I'm gonna be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Let's see what we have to do to get this thing to drop. Let's see. Maybe we need to pray to the gods, sacrifice a goat. Maybe. You know, I try to take a break every hour or so, but with this, it's like, should I just break every 10 minutes? Like, just to, like, calm myself down? Because it's incredibly aggravating to just bang your head against the wall, killing the same monster over and over again for such a low drop rate item. It's not like this is an MMO either. It's not like I get to keep the item forever. It's just going to be in this one game that I play. Single player game that I've beat 100 times. I went in to check on my chinchilla, and you guys can't hear it, I don't think, but it's running on its wheels. My wife has been looking into getting a second chinchilla. She's a chinchilla fanatic. Chin fanatic? Is that what we'll say? Chin fanatic. High potion. Not what I want. It's not what I want. Unicorn horn. Alright. I just need those 5% chances to turn into an extra 2% chance. Let's do that. Let's get this siren and then mind flare, summon drop. Let's go. Oh, jeez. All right. 53 more to go. It's weird how Edge does like 200 damage or 1600. There's like no in between. Preemptive strike. Hey, welcome back. I'm still fighting these Mind Flayers. Oh, I'd give up, but I've already got 2 of the damn summons at this point. I might as well get the 3rd, right? There's only 4. I'm halfway there. This achievement's terrible. Like, I know you bought the game, and I highly recommend you play it, because I love this game. But when you play it, don't care about the achievements. Just don't. Because this is ridiculous. This drop rate is way too fucking low. They should have fixed this for the Pixel Remaster to make it a little bit higher. Especially if you're going to tie an achievement to it. I like the game being like it was when it came out on Super Nintendo. I like that. But I just feel like they really fucked themselves with this. Because people are going to be angry about this if they actually try it. It's a great game. The story's good, the characters are good, the class abilities are cool. It's fun. It's a fun game. But this part of it, this achievement, is not fun. And it's cool they have stuff like this in the game that's hidden, and I'm great with that, but I don't like that for an achievement it's mandatory. Like, if you want to 100% the game, you have to get these. I guess that what I said just doesn't make any sense. Because if you're 100% in the game, of course you'd have to get these. Got it! Yes! Alright! Let us save. Right this fucking second. Oh, man. Okay, so. We've got Goblin. We've got Cockatrice. We've got Mind Flayer. Holy fucking shit, was that terrible. I just killed close to 1,800 Mind Flayers for that. Yeah, didn't that happen with Goblin too, Zephiel? You just need to stay watching me so that I can get this shit. Seriously, just stop having a life. Hang out, watch my stream, be good luck, get me items. That's all I ask. Oh, man. Alright, 3 out of the 4 done. I'm going to have to update my title, because that's a big deal. Oh, man. I just want to resave, like, everything. Alright. Cool. Now we can continue. Oh, I feel so good with that. 3 summons down. We're going to go to the moon, baby. You know, if I streamed all day while you worked, it would mean I don't have a job. And I am not making enough streaming. I actually read a Reddit post, because there's a couple of stream Reddits, subreddits, for people like me who stream. And the question was, what would you need to quit your job and to start streaming? And for me, it would be, like, I don't know, 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers. Like, I would need to have some comfort with my salary. Or my wife would have to have a full-time job and be cool with me streaming. And at the moment, I just wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Some of the people responding, though, were like, man, I make like $400 a month. Like, I'd start streaming for like 200 subs a month. And that's a big difference, isn't it? Like 200 to 2,000 or 4,000 or however many you need. It's crazy, like, the level of comfort people have with different amounts of money. Like, it's if I was to start streaming when I was, like, just out of college, which wasn't a thing back then, of course I wouldn't care, right? Like, $400, sure, that's fine. But now that I have, you know, a bunch of kids and a wife and I've got a house mortgage and all that, I'm like, nah, I can't just stream for full time. Like, I just can't do it. The only way I could do this full-time is if my wife was working full-time and we didn't need my salary, you know? And that's just not the case right now. The A blue whale. You know, it's wild though, Zephyl, is the days I get the most people viewing my stream are the days I'm off work and I'm streaming during the day. Aside from like random raids I've had, those are the days I always get the most people viewing. I was streaming for a while there. I had taken off work and I was streaming Final Fantasy XI during the day, and I had on an average of like 30 people watching me. Like, it was consistently like 30 people watching. But that was only 1 week, you know? It's like, if I could just take off work and play games and have people watching. But I can't do that. I can't just go from... Alright, to the moon! We made it. That's the new achievement I just got. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff on the moon we need to do real quick. First, before I do anything, I'm going to go here. There's a guy who has a shop here, and we need a couple of these guys' old whistles. I don't think we need a lot of them, though. This guy sells elixirs, dry ethers, all that good stuff. Alright, next we're gonna go to get Fusoya. Oh, they have a map of the moon. Oh, that's pretty cool. That was not a thing in the original. Oh man, alright. I am just so pumped up after getting that summon out of the way. So... Oh, I forgot to update my title. Let's do that real quick. We got 3 of 4 farmed. Okay. So... Fuck. These things hit hard. Oh. I'm gonna die right here. That back attack, like, almost wiped my group out. That was pretty shitty. Monsters! Alright, so at this point, I can pretty much just grind through the story pretty quickly. Another back attack. This is so dumb. Really? Fuck you, man. Fuck that. Come on. What was that? Did I not target the right monster? Guess not. Stardust. Isn't that an item? I thought that was a rod. Alright, here we go. Balloon farming time. These are the guys I have to farm. Although I'm not going to be trying to do that right this second. But they do drop the bomb summon, the dark grenades and the balloons. So this is the tunnel I'm going to be farming them in. These guys actually have a lower drop rate, if you believe that. It's not, I mean, they still have the same technical item drop rate of like 2%, but, or 0.4%, but because you don't just fight bombs, that cave has like a 0.14% chance based on the mobs that come out. Rydia learned Tornado. Welcome to the moon. I'm your host. I hope they have something like this in Endwalker where it's just some random dude who's like sitting on a pedestal and is like, yeah, welcome up. Glad you're here. Fusoya has joined the party. Alright. Let's heal up here. And then we'll be back on our way. Now, what we're going to do if we can is get Bahamut before we go back. Which I think we can do. What I'm not going to do is fight these bombs until I get Kane. So I'm not going to farm these. I mean, if we got it now, cool, but I'm not going to sit here farming the bombs until we get Kane. These abyss worms are a pain in the ass. It feels so good to like actually move on to the story. I was getting really frustrated there on those mind flayers. My prayer was unanswered. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything here. No chests, no items. Good. What's cool about having Fusoya and trying to do Bahamut is you get 2 reflects. Which, that reflect spell is pretty fucking useful on Bahamut because of the Mega Nuke. So let's rush through this really quick. My guys are all a little over level at this point, but there's some hard fights in here that you can't run from, so we'll see how they go. Some of these fights are like in-game fights, and I don't think I'm gonna have any problems on them except the Behemoth. The Behemoth might be a problem. And I like to give Edge all the Genji stuff. It's like his in-game set. You can give it to Cecil, but I don't see a reason to at this point. Well, we'll give him the shield anyway. That's something that Edge can't equip. Make sure I'm not missing any chests. Red Giant, or Giant Warrior. There's only 4 chests in here, so we're about to get the rest. The Bone Dragon. Armor. Yeah, see, that lowers his attack power, but his defense goes way the hell up. His evasion goes down, though. I don't know if that matters. Genji helmet. I'm gonna give it to him. I still think that's the right move. Silver Dragon. Ooh. Ooh. These in-game monsters are scary. Let's quick save. There is a behemoth fight. I guess now they just show a monster there. Fuck, come on. What do I do here? Should we go with Leviathan? No, I'm gonna just go with... I'm gonna go with Bio. Go Bio. White magic. This is a tough fight. He hits pretty hard. Damn it. And fast. Where the hell are the Phoenix Downs? I think that slow hit is good. Guy hits like a fucking truck, man. Like a behemoth. Alright, we got him. Pretty learn death. Here, let's quick save again real quick. I think we've got another behemoth fight here. Yeah, he's a bit of a bitch though, isn't he? Let's see. Slow. Slow seems to do the trick. That seems to work. Look at that fucking hit though. He hits so fucking hard. At least they show you where the behemoths are in this version, like with the monsters, because they don't do that in the original. Holy shit, man. That was a tough fight. We'll quick save one more time. Alright, I don't think there's any more. Oh, there's one more. Okay. We'll see how this one goes. I don't think Behemoth was as great as you remember. Does that feel? I think that the one you're on now is great. I think Excalibur's great. Excalibur's legendary. Alright. Let's do this. I'm gonna give these guys some ethers. Ethers? To get him some mana. And let's actually use some high potions here. Just cap out. There we go. Alright, Behemoth! He hits way too fucking hard. Ooh. Ooh. No, Edge is dead. You gotta be kidding me, man. People in my back row are taking no damage at all. People in the front row are taking a shit ton of damage. I don't know. Let's go with Mind Flayer. Let's try it out. Maybe it'll be useful. Alright, there we go. That's the last Behemoth. Not fun. That was not a fun fight. Alright. Give her some more ethers. And let's quick save. You may have won Leviathan over, but that proves nothing. I, Bahamut, god of summons, shall deliver the final judgment. It's weird they call themselves summons, isn't it? I think that's a little strange. Let's go fire up. White magic. Reflect on Edge. Reflect on... Where's Reflect? There it is. On Rosa. Reflect on Rydia. Reflect on Cecil. And reflect on the old man. And from there, we're gonna attack. Mega Flare. And we won. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Okay. Bahamut has been learned. Alright, in case you're keeping track at home, we have 2 more summons to get. Odin, which is a main summon, and we have the last hidden summon, which is the bomb. So 2 more to get. As far as black magic goes, she has 2 more to get as well, which I think she gets by level 60. And for white magic on Rosa, we just have Holy to get. I think Holy's the last one, so... at this point, we can go back to the Tower of Babel. Or the Giant of Babel, I should say. Oh! And we're gonna be at the end game. The end game is just farming the bomb summon and getting the chest we didn't get. Farming the moon. They made him way more intimidating in this. I think he was a little smaller before. And he didn't have the laser in the Super Nintendo. Just explosions every time you take a step. It's the dwarves! Lolly ho! The dude brought his daughter to a war zone. Yeah, he's hanging out with fairies. His wife's gonna love that. It's all my friends. They came back in airships and tanks to fight the giant. He's a Lunarian. Like, that makes any fucking sense. I like they don't explain it at all. Oh, jeez. Alright, so here's the thing about the giant. I can't come back in here, so this is a part I want an extra save on. So when I can save, we're going to do that. But it looks like we need to get 8 chests. 8 chests in the giant. So let's try to get those 8. I think for the most part we can get away with just prayer. Why are they hitting themselves? Oh, it's the lightning confused them. Okay, got it. That's it. So there's 8 chests I have to get. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one room. So let's try to get all those. Rosa learned Holy. Let's go up here. Yoichi arrow. I think I already have one of those, right? Yeah. And a siren. Alright. Oh, that reminds me. I need to farm sirens in here. Let me see what I need to fight. Because there is a monster in this giant that I have to get, I have to farm from. Searchers. So I have to fight a searcher in the giant. He summons a mech dragon, which we can fight and kill. Alright. So we need to steal from searchers. We need to get 99 more sirens. Which we'll do. But first, let's see. That is 5 of the 8, I think. Yeah, so we only have 3 more chests to get. There's 2 of them. Silver apple. Soma drop. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and use those. I've got a bunch of silver apples and stuff. So, golden apple, I'm gonna give to Rydia. She's got the lowest health. The Soma drops, I'm gonna give to Rydia because I like her having more MP. Silver apple, same thing, Rydia. Rage of the Gods? What the hell is that? Oh, a statue with the same effect as Sundara. Okay. That's a pretty crazy name. I've never seen that. Never seen something called Rage of the Gods. Hey Void, good morning. Going well, yourself? I'm trying to 100% this game. Find all of the hidden secret items. Everything. Oh, you got the COVID shot. Good for you. It does feel awful that first day or 2 after the shot. But I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it. I'm trying to convince my brother to get it still. He still hasn't gotten it. Alright, here's the chest I need. That's the last chest. I'm just gonna steal these sirens. Let's get 99 of them. So you went and got your COVID shot. You're feeling like shit. You're gonna feel shit for a couple days. Sorry. Is this just your first one, or did you get the J&J one? That's just one shot. That's your first one. Pfizer. Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. That's great. I'm glad you got it. I had the Moderna one, and we had 2 of those. And they're saying that I'm going to need a booster in December. So I'm going to have to go back for a booster. Oh, hold on. Let's see, what's Asuna have? Miss. Interesting. Can I remedy that? No? Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and kill this thing. Yeah, that's basically what he is. Black Magic Santa. Yeah. He's great. These Searcher guys on the top I'm stealing from to get Sirens, because I'm farming these extra summon abilities. And the only way to get it is with these Sirens. Well, I've gotten 3 out of 4. I don't actually need the Sirens for that anymore. I need it for the pink tail at the end. Yeah, I wish he was playable too. I don't know, I'm kind of glad he's not at this point, because he was a bad guy the whole way through the game, and, you know, he had enough playable characters. Alright, I think that's good. We're gonna steal Sirens now. They had enough. They had a Final Fantasy IV spinoff. They had Final Fantasy the After Years, right? I've gotten 3 of the 4 hidden summons at this point. We got Mind Flayer today. We got Bahamut, which wasn't hidden, but I had to go get him. We're working our way through the Giant of Babel right now. We did get Imp. We got Goblin. It's called Goblin in this version. We got Cockatrice, Mind Flayer. The only hidden one I need still is Bomb. And the only main summon I still need is Odin. And I'll go get Odin once I get Kane. Oh. Yeah, so I'll need to farm the pink tail. I'll need to farm Bomb. And then just the end-game stuff with the moon. We're pretty close to finishing the game. This part of the game's what the hell is that? I had auto. This part of the game's pretty quick. I mean, I could probably clear the game in like another 2 to 3 hours. Oh, what the fuck was that? When did I hit? Oh, I like to. I really like the pixel look too. I thought they did a good job with it. You know, I thought it was okay they kept it how it was. I really did. One of the things, though, about it is there were too many random battles. Like, I feel like the random battles were turned up to, like, 10. And there were too many ambushes. Those are the two things that frustrated me the most. Yeah, it's there were way too many battles. Let's use Black Magic Santa to walk around. I get a couple of these. Get some shuriken. And then... It's like, how many sirens do I have? 50. I'm gonna go ahead and try to cap out my sirens on those searchers. It's gonna give us a little bit of a grind to do that, but... I need about 50 more. That'll make the pink tail easier. Yeah, let's just do that. While I'm stealing these, I'm going to take a quick break to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. You know, I try to take a break every hour or so just to get up and stretch out and blink my eyes. Not stare at the screen, but... I need to clean my eyeglasses here. Got these eye lens wipes. So, Void, are you excited about New World? Comes out next week, right? You gonna play that? I mean, after the beta, I don't know if anybody wants to play it. It just was a whole bunch of fun. You did invite me to the Discord. I'm in the Discord. I'm messing around with you. I'm looking forward to it. Highly looking forward to it. I guess my only question is, what server? I think that continues to be my question, because they're going to have new servers up next week, right? So, I just want to make sure I'm on the right server so that... so I'm not playing alone. Yeah, you know, I had taken off a couple of days when the game was supposed to come out. And... unfortunately... they changed the launch date, so I'm not off next week. So I'm going to play. I'll be playing in the morning when I stream, and in the evenings. But I won't be playing all through the week. Well, I keep getting detected. Maybe I'm at 99. One of the things these searchers are supposed to be able to summon is a mech dragon. And I'm not seeing one. That could really blow up in my face as far as the bestiary goes if it doesn't show up. Oh, I only got 21 from that? Oh, there it is, mech dragon. Well, what are the odds? Things hit kind of hard, actually. I've saved in a couple of places in the game, just in case, you know, there's a bestiary that I missed. I don't want to have to completely redo everything. Yes, kill yourselves. Let's see, from a map perspective, we're at 8 out of 8 chests, so we don't have to worry about the chests now, we just have to get enough sirens. Now, I technically have enough sirens, but I'm trying to get 99 so I can make the most use. I'm just gonna leave. I hate running from battles, but I don't want to fight this shit. I just want to get to the searcher. Get the sirens that I need. Where are all the searchers? Where did they go? So Xanadu. Xanadu is the one to go to. I'll be on Discord the day it comes out, so I can check with you guys if it's... Looks like it's changing to Sitara. Ah, there we go. It's a back attack, but I can make that work. I can work with that. Hey, welcome back. We are trying to steal more sirens in the Giant of Babel, Zephiel. And this will allow us to farm the pink tails on the moon. Oh, the kids are on break. That's nice. We never got a fall break when I was a kid. Although we started school later. We started late August, if I remember. How do you feel about your kids starting in early August? Is that weird? And having all these random breaks throughout the year? Yeah, they're really moving towards that like year-round school, aren't they? I don't understand the push for year-round school. I just don't get it. I think kids should have breaks. Like, why do they have to be constantly learning? What's the push for that? You know, they're kids. Let them have fun. Let them play. I don't get the full year thing. I guess from a capitalist point of view, it's better because you're employing teachers year-round and they're getting paid for a year of work versus the 3 months off. What's the push? I don't know what that is. Yeah, teachers like summer. I mean, that's one of the reasons they're teachers. Like, they love teaching kids, but they like that they don't have to work for a couple months. Pretty soon here, I'm gonna have to start looking at the bestiary too. I don't think I have a lot to fill in, but I'm sure I missed a couple of monsters here and there. Which Zelda did you try? Breath of the Wild or the Skyward Sword? Oh yeah, Skyward Swords are terrible. I think, honestly, I think Skyward Sword is the worst Zelda in the series. I think everybody just agrees on that. But I like the idea of the story being at the beginning. Like, it's the start of the Zelda story. I like that. Well, Breath of the Wild is technically the last, right? Like, that's the idea. So if you look at the Zelda timeline, Skyward Sword is the very first in the story. And then there's an arc that goes 3 different directions depending on if Ganon is defeated or not. Yeah, 3 timelines, exactly. And they all ended with Breath of the Wild, which is pretty cool. Oh, I'm glad you started it. That's awesome. I haven't beaten Link's Awakening. I haven't put any time into it. I was working those weekends, and I'm just burned out, man. It's like, when you're burned out like this, it's hard to relax. As crazy as that sounds. So on the weekends, I'm trying to get away from my computer and away from my desk and just go out of the house. So we did a hike on yesterday, or on Sunday. That was pretty cool. And then I went to Home Depot to get some paint. I'm going to paint my office a different color. You guys can't see it, but my paint color is this awful gray color. It's not awful. I liked it when we picked it. But I'm going with this like dark blue color, which I think is going to look nice. Like almost navy. It's not quite as dark as navy. So I've got to patch up all the holes in the walls and cover everything and start painting. Okay, well, couldn't steal means that I probably hit the cap, but let's just give it 1 or 2 more rounds. Couldn't steal, alright. We're gonna kill this thing. Oh, fuck. It's a mech dragon. Mega Flare! Oh, Bahamut came in from the right side instead of the left. That was confusing. Alright, 99 Sirens, so I am comfortable moving on. Now, you can technically put those 99 into your Chocobo with the Chocobo whistle, and you can get 99 more. I am not going to do that, because I don't give a shit. So let's move on. You can't stop it. Alright, we gotta fight the 4 fiends again. I love this song. I don't know if this chick is weak to anything. We'll just use Bahamut. She's weak to fucking Bahamut. Everything's weak to Bahamut. Oh, well, she didn't last very long, did she? I don't know if Mega Flayer is gonna hurt Rubicon. Rubicante. Oh yeah, it did. I was worried for nothing. Okay, that's the end of that. Rydia learned Flayer. Okay, that is the end of the 4 fiends. So let's use a couple of ethers. Fusoya. Heal up. I am just gonna go straight into the next fight. You have to kill the defense node first. They give you the boss. If you listen to the you listen to what they're telling you, it tells you how to beat this. Bahamut should make quick work of this, though. You can't reflect Bahamut. This is what makes it so good. It counts as a summon. Cast haste on him too. Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. And there we go, CPU down. Wake up. Golbez and Seasflare brothers. How does this make you feel, Cecil? Oh no, the giant's collapsing. We have to get out. Quickly. They're taking their sweet time following King. Alright, the Giant of Babel is complete. Cecil's brother and best friend were being controlled by Zemus. We go to the moon. No, ladies, you stay here. It's dangerous. Get off. Oh, Rosa and Rydia betrayed. To the moon. What's weird is we've already been to the moon with the girls, and they're like, oh, it's too dangerous for you this time. But last time was fine. Oh, they're making out. Okay, we're going back to Earth. So there's a couple things we have to do now on Earth, I'm obviously doing 0 of those things right now. But the story part of it's done. Like at this stage, we just have to do all the non-story stuff. So Odin, the Excalibur, all that good stuff. Let's go get Excalibur first. Getting all the chests and items, we have to do all of that. Got the Holy Sword Excalibur. Which is a huge attack upgrade. Let's see. So if you leave and come back in, he'll sell stuff. Like these shuriken. You don't need a lot of those. But you're not really I'm not buying anything else at this point, like other than items, so... There's a whole bunch of stuff here I can just sell because we're not going to be using. Kane has Genji armor now, which is great. Alright, so that covers that stuff. I think what we'll start with tomorrow is Odin, and then we'll have to get all the treasure chests that we missed. So like the Land of Summons and Sylph Cave, some things there. And then we can start farming. Well, I guess we could just go in and get Odin really quick. Do you want to do that real quick? Let's do that really fast. That's the last main summon we need. We'll just go ahead and get it. But after that, we'll do the rest tomorrow. So we're going to have to get all the treasure chests and items from Sylph Cave, the Summon Cave. We'll have to go farm the bomb summon. We have to do that now. And look, Kane came in at Cecil's level, so he's 58. He's not even under leveled. It should be a breeze. Where's Berserk? There we go. That was easy. Odin is a completely useless summon in this game. You can only use him on Earth. And at this point in the game, it's so late, he doesn't really do anything. Like, he's kind of junk. Alright, that is all the main summons. So we've got all the main ones. The last summon we need is Bomb, which we'll farm on the moon. And then we need the Pink Tail. Those are the last two hidden items we need. We will have to look at the bestiary to see what we have to get filled out there. We have a couple more chests to get. But we've accomplished a lot today. And with that, I'm going to call it a stream. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Briak, Idida Games. I will be back tomorrow with more Final Fantasy IV, and I will see you guys then. Have a good rest of the day. Later.